Hello, I'm Air Vice Marshal Bill Rimmer and I'm the Air Officer Commanding and Commandant at the Royal Air Force College. I would like to congratulate Backyard Productions on the release of its third motion picture, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Backyard, and wish it every success for the future.
So, Basil.
It's Brian, Mr. Lucas.
Sorry, Barry. Documentaries then. So how many of you, what have you done for this one?
Before this one, documentaries. Well, in the famous words of none.
Did you walk?
Right.
None at all.
But that's okay.
Actually,
This is only the second film I've directed.
Your crew has really made me feel
Fourth,
very at home.
Fourth, right. Fourth. As in the fourth be with you.
Tell me.
That's quite funny, isn't it?
That's very
Write it
funny.
down. Very funny. Write that down. Star Wars is more of a swashbuckling alien meets Titanic in a sort of police academy type way.
Yeah. Thank you. What I would love to do, actually, Mr. Lucas, because I'm obviously a DVD.
Call me George.
George. I was hoping maybe that this afternoon I could possibly come on and actually possibly if you could happy enough could I come on set and actually interview maybe you on set and maybe some of your characters on set.
I mean, I'm a pleasant guy on set. Am I a pleasant guy on set?
Yes, Mr. Lucas.
Am I always forthcoming and sincere?
Yes, Mr. Lucas.
Exactly. So there'll be no. And you will obviously cooperate as much as you can for Bo here.
Yes, Mr. Lucas.
Good. There we are. No problem there.
Well, that's
okay.
that's
No
superbly
problem,
kind of
no
you.
problem.
Well, we're just about done here. I really do need to go.
Good evening. Not so long ago, in a studio not so far away from here, Star Wars Episode 1 was created and then released upon the general public. After the rise of such a film, the creator, George Lucas, has created a slightly different Star Wars Episode 2. And here he is this evening to tell us a little about it.
Sure. Well, basically, Star Wars is not about films, and I wanted to use a new approach with Star Wars Episode 2. The success of Episode 1 was huge.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
And it just snowballed from there. So what I wanted was, with Episode 2, was to use a film company I'd heard of in the United Kingdom called Backyard Productions. And they had produced a couple of films, the first one being Geriatric Park. And I was very impressed with what they had to offer. And they then came out with their second film, Batman Returns Forever, which was as astounding as the first. Astounding. I was very impressed. Excellent special effects. So what I approached the executive producer of Backyard Productions, and we got together, got talking, and we agreed to work together on Star Wars Episode 2.
George Lucas, the man who created Star Wars, the story that has changed the world. A man of 1,000 imaginations and ideas, George has achieved in 20 years more than most would in a lifetime. A shy, retiring individual, George Lucas is a simple man who, like the rest of us, enjoys the finer things in life. But inside that quiet exterior is a man who has brought tears of joy and sorrow to so many millions of people across the planet. Now, after the success of Episode 1, Lucas has begun work on the next installment of the Star Wars prequels, Star Wars Episode 2, The Empire Strikes Backyard. This is the story of the making of that story. Our story, that is this story of the making of his story, begins in the old Snooker Room Studios, Gloucester, where the crew, under the direct supervision of Lucas himself, are busy.
Well, good morning. This is going to start. Okay.
What actually inspired you to do Star Wars?
Well, originally when I was at home, my mother used to lock me away, and basically for weeks. And rather than just sit there and starve to death, I decided to write stories.
Stories.
About heroes, swashbuckling, fighting genre.
Great.
And it sort of went from there.
So it's always been a childhood thing then, George, yes?
Well, no, not really. When I went to university, I also got locked up a few times, and I wrote Empire Strikes Back there.
Did your writing career go on hold when you were married?
Well, not really. When we got married, the day after, I was locked up away, and there I wrote Return of the Jedi.
Well, that's truly been an uplifting experience. George, I would like to thank you for your time. Brilliant.
Secrecy has always been associated with the Star Wars films, and Star Wars Episode 2 was no exception. For example, so secure was the story to Episode 2 that the scripts were not given to the actors until 1 minute before the filming was due to begin. Additionally, Lucas has introduced round-the-clock security around the studios to prevent the appearance of some of the more unwelcome guests.
Strictly no other than the best families on set today, please. Off you go.
Behind every great movie is, of course, a great score. Behind every great score is an equally great composer. Today, I would like to talk to John Williams. Jonathan, tell us a little about the music for Star Wars Episode 2.
Well, the challenge in writing the music for this new Star Wars film is the familiar characters aren't there. There's no Princess Leia, there's no Luke Skywalker, there's no Darth Vader, there's no Han Solo. So I had a choice of things I could do. I could either write a whole new set of themes for the new characters, which would have involved far too much work for me, or I could be clever and take the recognisable themes and change them and mix them together. So you've got your main theme, you know, bum 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 bum, and your Darth Vader theme, bum 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 bum, and I mix them together to make a new theme. Here, let me play it to you. You see where I'm going with that?
I understand.
Yes. Now we are going to try, if we can, to walk this way. Try and get an interview. Oh, excuse me, an interview with the prestige BBC actor Ian McMurnan. Excuse me, Ian McMurnan. Excuse me, please. Try to do an interview here. Thank you very much. Wonder if we can come through and have a word. Wonder if you can tell me what it's like actually being part of such a prestigious up-and-rising coming company and set.
Yes, well, as a BBC actor,
the other hand,
obviously you have to have lots of patience.
Swap other hand.
Patience with being an actor. It's a very technical set. It's lots of blue screen work.
I need to just
Blue screen.
Yes, blue screen work. Well, it's more of an. Not really. I'm more of an actor.
Oh, yes, understandable, isn't it? It's very yes.
And as an actor, I have to show. Yes. As an actor, you show lots of patience, compassion for the hard work that's going on. And,
for all your crew that surrounds you. All your crew that surrounds you.
Yes.
To be please.
No, for goodness sake, will you just give me 5 minutes space, will you? No, I'm trying my best to work here. Now, honestly, please give me some room. Can we do that again?